Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm filming another Let's Talk video, but first, what I found out today, not many people know that, is that June is Migraine Awareness Month. You might be thinking, why are you talking about migraines? Well, there's a reason for that. Today, exactly 1 year ago today, I was at work. I was at work like any other normal day when I suddenly got a headache. You know, just a normal out of the blue headache like I've probably gotten thousands and thousands of times, which is not really healthy for a person. But this headache was quite different. I had originally started taking some Motrin, Tylenol I think it was, just to see if the headache would die down. And I think it did for maybe 2 minutes, but then it just got considerably worse. So while I was at work, I was texting my sister, which I know you're not supposed to do when you're at work, but I had to do it because I seriously was just like in over my head. I did not know what was happening. I've never had a migraine like this. So I took a break from working on what I was doing and I got on the internet and I searched up all my symptoms, and I had just about everything that the symptom listed. I had sensitivity to light and sound. As quiet as it could be in that office, it was the quietest that it has ever been. So even though it was still super quiet, it was still super loud for me. And the light sensitivity, you can't just turn off the lights in an office and just try and go about your business. So that didn't work. And then the left side of my left arm just started getting all nice and tingly, which it's not common for a migraine. And then it started going to my leg. Pretty soon the whole left side of my body was just completely numb. I couldn't feel a thing. And then the numbness eventually moved up to my face. The left side of my face was completely droopy. My tongue started swelling. I couldn't really get out like a word. So I went back to the computer and I looked at my symptoms, and automatically whenever someone loses feeling on one side of their body, that kind of indicates that they're having a stroke. But as you guys all know, a stroke happens on the right side. Mine was happening on the left. So I couldn't figure out what it was. So I instantly went just try and diagnose myself with a stroke, which was not the best thing to do for me because I freaked myself out. I was 24 at the time. I'm healthy. I drank water on the regular. I worked out on the regular. And I ate as healthy as I possibly could. So why was this happening to me? I don't know. So I went to my boss. I told him everything. So I drove home, which is not the smartest thing to do when you're having a migraine like I was. And once I got home, my sister had already called our doctor's office twice. And the second call, they said, you need to take her to the hospital. So that was when I knew that it was more serious than what I thought it was. So on the way to the hospital, I'm crying. I have a bag in front of my mouth just in case I throw up because I was nauseous the whole time, and that was also one of the symptoms of what was going on with me. So we get to the hospital and try and answer the questions, because whenever you get to a hospital, you're supposed to answer all these questions as best as you can. But being in my state, it was hard for me to answer those questions at all. So I was trying to have my sister answer them, but the nurse said, no, I have to answer them. And it was the hardest thing that I had ever had to do. So after all the check-in and stuff, I get my IV in, and apparently I'm severely dehydrated, which I drink water on the regular. So there was no way in the world that I could have been that dehydrated. So next, I have the doctor come in, we do all the tests, and next they take me back for head scans. Those, I guess they came out clean, but then the doctor comes and says that I was suffering from what was called a complex migraine. So raise your hand if you know what a migraine is. Raise your hand if you know what a stroke is. Raise your hand if you have no idea what a complex migraine is. Up until then, I had no idea what it was. Basically, a complex migraine, it is similar to that of a stroke. Although a stroke happens on the right side of your body, this complex migraine happened on the left side of my body. And it stumped me, my mom, and my sister because we had never heard of complex migraine before. Who has? Complex migraine is very uncommon, but now it is becoming common more for the people in my age group from like 18 to, I guess, 40. And so I do all my research like a week later, and then here comes my appointment for the neurologist. He said basically that he didn't really say much other than what did happen was a complex migraine, but now I guess they call it a migraine with aura, I guess. I don't know. But he said, I guess my brain and my mind was just working way too hard or way too fast, or as I was stressed. Or it could have been brought up by something. I don't know what it was brought on. He doesn't know what it was brought on by. But it happened to me. And basically I go to a neurologist every 6 months for a checkup. And on top of that, this was for him to make sure that everything would still be okay with me. He wanted me to get a sleep study. Now, I know I don't snore unless I am like deadbeat tired, like unless I've been up since like 5 o'clock in the morning to midnight the next night or that day or whatever. Then I know I'll probably, snore for a little bit, but not anything that'll just like wake me up in the middle of the night from not breathing. But he had me scheduled for that, and his thought process through that was to get me to do a sleep study, and if it comes back that I have like major sleep apnea or whatever, then I was going to get a machine. But my results came back and said that I had mild sleep apnea, where my breathing at night isn't bad, but it still needs to be watched. So he wants me to keep my airways open at night. So he sent me for another sleep study, but this time with a CPAP machine, which that was like my worst fear in the world. I told myself that I would never be like my mom and dad with the CPAP machine that helps me breathe at night. But yet here I am. But I do have to give credit to my neurologist that I have not had a headache in since September or October. And I do give credit to the machine that I use. I use it 5 nights a week. I forego it on the weekends because who wants to wear that 7 days a week? I'm supposed to, but I don't. I still do regular checkups with my neurologist. It'll go down to once a year, and then eventually we'll stop the checkups. I don't know how that'll work. But yeah, I also wanted to make this video to inform people of what a complex migraine is, and if you or anyone else has experienced pains like that. For someone to not think that it would happen to them, I certainly didn't think that it would happen to me. It did, and it scared the life out of me. So from now on to the rest of my life, I will always abide by what my neurologist tells me to, what my doctor tells me to. I'm going to just stay and get regular checkups and just keep my body as healthy as I possibly can. As with the CPAP machine, I'm going to have to use that for the rest of my life as well. Only because if that keeps my migraines at bay as best as I can, as far away from me as possible, then I will continue to use something that is quite possibly going to save my life in the long run. So, yeah, I guess I just wanted to inform you guys on that because it's been a year And when it happened to me, I was just completely shocked that my body could even, I guess, betray me like that, if that's even the right word. But it did happen to me, and I guess that was just more so of a warning sign from me to take care of my body and to just take time to, I guess, live. Because I was just so stressed out with work and just so stressed out with life that I don't think I gave my body enough time to process anything. So yeah, I hope I informed you guys that June is Migraine Awareness Month, and I informed you guys of what a complex migraine is, and that having a CPAP machine is not the worst thing in the world. If it keeps you from waking up at night and keeps your airways open, then by all means go and get that sleep study. And if you even know that you snore, go and get that sleep study. I cannot express how much that it has helped me. I sleep so much better throughout the night. I mean, I've slept better before it, but I think I sleep so much better now with that machine. Oh, yeah, and one more thing. Can the complex migraine happen again? I have done my research on it, and apparently, yes, it can happen again. But yeah, it definitely is a scary thing to happen to you. And I guess that's it for this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed being informed. I enjoyed making this video for you guys. I don't know. It's just something that I did have to get off my chest as soon as possible. And I guess until next time. Bye guys.